What you'll have just witnessed in that first clip there was at a meeting in a place called McKee Barracks in Dublin, where all the top brass of the Irish military, the Irish intelligence, and the top brass even of the Irish government of that day were present at a meeting in where what they were talking about was to provide some money to do secret service work in Northern Ireland. Now what you've got to realise, and this is for our American friends here, is Northern Ireland is part of the United Kingdom. And here we have the Irish government in their papers from their National Archives explaining that they were involved in secret service work in Northern Ireland. Now, who was present and what makes that significant is there was a man there who was the Minister for Defence, a guy called James Gibbons. Now, he was present on that day, and when a Minister for Defence becomes involved in secret service work in another country, well, the real question is that, is that illegal? Because obviously it is. Is that interfering in someone else's country? Which obviously it was. And it really begs the question, do the Irish government have huge questions to answer with reference to what they were participating in on that day? And that was really from 1965 going forward. Now, when you've seen that clip, you'll have seen that there was various characters that was shown on that screen. And the reason why that it was shown in that way, it might have it seemed a wee bit long just to watch that, but when you understand what we did with the documentary, was they were the key movers and shakers and players who devoted their time and their efforts to what was known as secret service work for defence purposes in Northern Ireland. The director of G2 Military Intelligence, working for him on behalf of the Irish state, a guy called Colonel Michael Heffron. As the documentary unfolds, as the clips unfold, what you'll learn from him through some of the papers that we found was that he was completely aware of a man called Captain James Kelly of Irish G2 Military Intelligence, of his mission, and that's the words he gave it. And what his mission was, he aligned himself with a man called John Kelly, another man called Sean McStephen, who was closely aligned with John Kelly. Now, these two people were the founder members of the Provisional IRA as early in its embryonic form as 1968, is what we have found out here. They were moving to create a new movement, a movement that would really take up the gun and the bomb. This here in our next clip is very, very significant in understanding how that it was that the Irish government were literally, I'm going to say, how that they armed, how that they trained, how that they financed, how that they strategized for, and how that they provided a professional propaganda campaign for the emerging IRA in 1969.
Can't kill the truth with a hollow drone. Hands over eyes, clenched in fists. History's patterns, they won't be missed.